Hey guys, and welcome to episode 8 of Surg Feed the Beast Season 3 Let's Play. I'm sitting here in my base, and I started to make this room for Thaumcraft so we could really get into it today, and I'm running into a couple of problems. One, I was making clear glass for the ceiling, and I ran out of lava. Let me show you here. I ran out of lava in my smeltery. See there? Empty tank. Not good. So I can run down to my mining area and grab another bucket, and run back up and dump it in, and run back down and grab another bucket, and run back up and dump it in. But I figured right now is the perfect time. Oh, and the other thing is if you throw cobblestone in your pulverizer, you can get sand, and as a byproduct, sometimes you get gravel. So I figured right now is the perfect time to show another machine, actually two machines, from thermal expansion. What I'd like to make is right here. I want to make, where are they? The magma crucible and the fluid transposer. Those kind of go hand in hand. So I'm going to need some nether bricks. Now I never got any nether brick. However, I did get some nether rack when I was in the nether. And what I can do is I can cook up nether rack and it will make a nether brick right there. So I'm going to need 2 machine frames, some redstone, yeah. And then here, that's not too bad. That's actually pretty easy. So let me get those made. Now, with the nether bricks, what you can do is actually just take 4 of them, put them together, and it'll make 1 nether brick. So, easy enough, and now I have my nether brick. So I'm going to get everything together, make those machines, I'll plop them down, and I'll show you how they work. Okay, so I should have everything I need. I have 2 machine frames, I have 2 redstone reception coils. I'm going to need a bucket for each, so magma crucible and fluid transposer. Nice. Okay. Just in case, I'm going to grab some of the leadstone energy conduit because we are going to need power for these 2. So I'm just going to put them right here, and I should be able to just pick that one up. And put one right there, and one right here. And I'm going to put the magma crucible here, and the fluid transposer right next to it. And for a couple of reasons. One, the magma crucible you can only put things into and get something. You can't take things out. So once you get the liquid here, you can't take it out. That's why you need the fluid transposer. So normally the setup that you would do is, let me go ahead and clear those. You would do output to the right side, or whatever side your fluid transposer is on. And then with your fluid transposer, I'm going to tell it input to this side. So that way, whatever is created by the magma crucible will go into the fluid transposer, and then I can put it in the buckets. And in this case, I'm just going to throw some cobblestone in there. And if we wait, I'm going to let it get a little bit of power first. Yeah, it has nowhere near the power it needs. So I'm going to let it get a little bit of power, and then I'll be right back. So I've let some time go by, and the magma crucible is completely filled with power. Now, what I'm going to do is not the smartest thing, but it's for demonstration purposes. What you can do is you can put cobblestone in here, and it will slowly melt down. And what you get is lava. 1 bucket's worth. Now, if you notice, that used up a lot of power. It took a long time to get this completely full. So it's not something that you're probably going to want to use for lava generation, at least with cobblestone. Cobblestone takes about 240,000 RF to melt down to lava. But now we have the lava in the tank here, and we can go ahead and throw in our bucket and get it out. And then I can just come over here and throw it in here. So now I have at least some lava in the tank. Now, another way, or another thing that I touched on last episode was the tanks. So let's go ahead and try one of those. So we need a little bit of copper, some glass. That'll get us the smallest tank. Okay, easy enough. So 4 pieces of glass, 1 piece of copper. And why not? I'll use that one. Copper surrounded by glass gets us a portable tank. But this only holds 8 buckets. So let's see if we can make it bigger. So the next one up is the hardened tank. And that holds 16 buckets. We need some invar. And I should have some over here. If it's not over here, it's there it is. So now I can take the portable tank, upgrade it to a hardened tank, and that holds 16 buckets. And we can keep going. We can do a reinforced tank, which holds 32. So I just need a little bit of that hardened glass that I made last episode. And there we go. So now we can hold 32 buckets of any liquid. In this case, I'm going to go grab some lava. Now I don't know if it's because we updated or what, but I've noticed that some ores have just popped up. Moonstone here was not here before, and I know that because I would have mined it. There's a couple of other ores that I noticed, like this copper here. Just 1 piece of copper, just sitting there. And then there's another one right here. See, I would have mined these. And you can even see that I did mine this area. So I don't know if there was something with the ore generation, or maybe ores just spawn. I don't know. It could be something with a mod in the pack. Unfortunately, I really couldn't tell you if that's the case. So let's go down to my mining area where I know there's some lava, and I'll show you how these portable tanks work. Okay, so here we are. This is where I've been getting my lava. And what I can do is I can just set down my portable tank here. Holds 32 buckets. And I can just start picking it up and putting it in. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this up so that way I don't have to keep on making trips down here. So there we go, 32 buckets of lava, and 1 more bucket, just for good measure. Pick it up, and I should be able to take it back up to my base. Easy way to transport a good amount of any liquid. So now I have my lava up in my base, but I can't just go stick it into my smelter. What I need is a way to transport it. And so I'm going to grab 2 pieces of copper and 1 hardened glass. And remember how I said before, one of the other things that the hardened glass is used to make is fluid ducts. So now we should be able to bring our tank over here. I'm going to plop it right here and hook a fluid duct right up. So right now it's in input mode. As you can see there, it says mode input, and this on the bottom here, that's blue. So what we can do is whack it with a wrench, and now it's in output mode. So all of this lava will go and drain into our tank. So now that I actually have some lava, I can finish doing my clear glass, and I set up a hopper here that goes straight into the smeltery controller. And if I just throw sand in here, it will start filling up my smeltery with sand. That'll melt down, my redstone clock will pour it out into the basin, and I'll get some clear glass. So I'm going to get enough to finish off our Thaumcraft room, and there's one more thing that I need before we can get started with Thaumcraft. I have every type of the shard, right? I have air, I have entropy, order, earth, and fire, except water. You need one of each, and there's 6 different types. Now, the easiest way to find them is going to be primarily, at least for water, is going to be primarily in an area that is a water biome. So I'm going to have to go probably underwater. So let's see if we can find something that might help with that. I just happen to know that Artifice adds something that'll help. So we can do a dive kit. Well, that's just 2 pieces of leather, which I don't have, so I'm going to have to go get some leather. And some string. Yeah, that seems pretty easy. And what it'll do is give me aqua affinity, so I can see underwater. And then we can get a scuba tank, which is just another piece of leather, a bucket, and some string. So let me go find some cows and get some leather, and then we'll put it all together and hopefully make this pretty quick. You know, I've searched all around my base and I have not found any cows, but there is one other animal that will give me leather. Oh no, not the horse! Yep, the horse. Come here. Only one. It's a good thing there's another horse over here. Eventually I probably will get a horse, just to have, but for right now it's not on my priority list. Leather, on the other hand, is nice. 3 pieces. That's all I needed. So now I should be able to put it all together, and I don't have an iron ingot. Get a dive kit. That'll give me aqua affinity and a scuba helmet. No. What do I need? String. I have a bucket of lava. Just need an empty bucket. And there we go. So if I take my helmet, I should be able to, right there. Now I have respiration. And now I have respiration and aqua affinity. So let's see, let me drop off some stuff and let's see if we can go find a little bit of water shards. And here we go. I can see a lot better now. It's still a little bit foggy, but it's a lot better than it was. Now, one thing to note is with respiration, it doesn't allow you to breathe. It doesn't allow you to breathe 100%. You still have to breathe, but it does allow me to stay underwater longer. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back up. Actually, if you go to where these kelp are, you can stand in them and break them and get a puff of air. So that should help. Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for right there. Somewhere under the water. Up, look at that. So now we have a water shard. And, ooh, some gold. Get off me. Might as well grab this while I'm here. And I'll go ahead and meet you guys back at the base. So now, I have one of every shard, and a few base materials, and I should be able to make what I was looking for. The first thing I want to make is a thermometer. And it just takes a little bit of gold, some glass, but that's where we needed one of each shard. So now we have a thermometer. And the other thing that I want to make is I need some iron nuggets. And I'm going to make 2 of these. 2 iron caps. And if I put the 2 iron caps like this, and a stick, I now have an iron-capped wooden wand. And that's basically you need the wand for everything in Thaumcraft. One other thing that I did find out is if I have some calcite crystals and I cook those up. Let me show you here. Let those cook up, and I'm going to grab some zombie flesh. About half a stack. Turns out I didn't need to kill the cows, or the horses. If I put some quicklime and zombie flesh, I have leather. Now, what you can do with this thermometer is, see right there? I can see that node. Remember I'd spotted it in, I think, the first episode. I can actually go over now and look, and I can see that it's an aura node from Thaumcraft. And if I right-click and hold right-click, it will research it. And it'll tell me I gained 9 research points for Terra. And you see there, you do not have all knowledge required to understand this. Basically, what you have to do is go around and research stuff. And it'll give you points. Nope, still can't do grass. Wow, looks like I can do, let's see if I can do the door. Without it opening on me. Nope, too far away now. How about the pressure plate? Nope, nothing. Chest? Oh, there we go. If I hold shift, I can scan it. Nope. Now, there is one other thing that I should be able to scan at least to get started. And that is water. So I gained a little bit of water here. You can see there, right there. Nothing can be learned from this. Some items, you just can't get anything from scanning them. And the more that you scan things, and the more that you start to learn, the more that unlocks for you. Now, it doesn't just have to be, say like, here, let me go grab some cobblestone. I should be able to do cobblestone. I should have at least one piece in here. So it doesn't have to be just the item, right? Or just the block. Like if I place this down, I should be able to scan it. Now, the other thing is sometimes you can scan items that are in item form like that. Now this shows that I've already scanned it. But some things, let's see, leather. Nope. Now, when it says that you don't have all of the knowledge required to understand this, it doesn't mean that you can't learn something from it. It just means you can't learn something yet. So I'm going to have to run around and scan a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see. Oops. Let's see if I can learn anything from sand. Yep. So I'm going to go collect, like I said, collect up a whole bunch of points, and I'll be back. So I've been running around doing a bunch of scanning, and I've been able to do some of your basics, like stone, anything made out of stone, dirt, gravel, sand, a couple of ores, but I still can't do grass. So that'll kind of lead us into the next thing that we need to do. But before we do, I wanted to show you what these aura nodes can be used for. If we look here, we can see that there's 90 Terra stored in this aura node. And if I take my wand and point it right at the aura node and hold the right mouse button, you can see that it's filling up my wand with Terra. So now if we look, now there's 65, and there should be 15 stored in my wand. Or, I'm sorry, 25 stored in my wand. So we've been scanning a whole bunch of stuff. Now, what can we do with those research points that we've been getting from scanning? Well, the first thing that we want to do is grab a couple pieces of leather, and I should have some paper here. 9. I'm going to go ahead and grab the wood that I have, and just one more. And I'm going to craft a bookshelf. So there we go, 3 books, and bookshelf. So if we take our bookshelf and we place it in the world, and we take our wand, and we whack it, now we get basically the guide to Thaumcraft 4. It's the Thaumonomicon. So if we open that up, it'll tell us a whole bunch of the Peck, their little NPCs that you can trade with. It can tell us things about, ores, enchants. I mean, there's a whole bunch. This is basically going to be your in-game wiki for this mod. And what I want to find is, let's see if I can find it here. Research. So we've run around and scanned a bunch of things. We've made our thermometer here. Now let's go ahead and make a workbench with some scribing tools. So we need some glass files, a feather, and an ink sac. And glass files are just clay and 3 pieces of glass. And we also need to make the research table. So let's get into that. So let's go ahead and see. I hope I have a feather. I don't think I have a feather. Let's see if there's any way to make a feather. Because I keep running out and grabbing stuff and then find out I can make it. Okay, so that... Nope. Looks like the only thing that we can do is make stuff with feathers. So I'm going to have to go find a chicken. One of the other things that we can make from the mod is... Let me go ahead and pull up the mod here. Thaumcraft. Is we can make these tables. Pretty easy. Couple of planks, couple pieces of wood. So let me grab a little bit more wood. And we're going to need a couple of these tables. So let's just go ahead and make a couple from the start. We'll go ahead and say 3. And if we take our tables, I'm just going to place them inside my Thaumcraft room here, and we put 2 next to each other, and I'm going to put 1 over here, and I whack this single one with a wand. It now becomes an arcane work table, and you can see that your wand is now in it, and it'll tell you how much your wand stores and the V's costs and things like that. So I'm going to leave this here and sleep through the night and go find a chicken. So I found a chicken that was thought I was a nice guy and gave me his feathers. He also gave me a little bit of meat. Nice chicken. So let's go ahead and put it all together. We get our glass files, our feather, and our ink sac. And we get scribing tools. Now, scribing tools you do have to load up with ink. And we should be able to take these and plop them down right here. So now we have our research table. And you can see all of the aspects that I've been scanning. You start out with a little bit of the base aspects, but everything else I'd been scanning. So what we want to do with our research table is throw a little bit of paper in there. One other thing is, while you're running around scanning stuff, if you take a set of scribing tools and some paper, every now and then there's a small chance, but there is a chance that you may get a research note just randomly while you're running around scanning stuff. So now we have these base aspects. The base aspects are the ones that have the circle around them. You can see here vacuous. I don't think that one's a base aspect actually. But ordo, air, water, terra, fire, and I don't see... Oh, there it is. Perdido. Now, since we can't scan things like grass blocks, if we will look here, it's because we don't have all of the knowledge to understand it. Now, you don't have to, say if you're like me and you're stuck, and you just can't find anything else to scan, you don't have to, force it and keep trying to scan stuff. What you can do is you can learn new aspects here through the research table. For the moment, I'm not going to put in a paper because there's something that I want to do. What you can do is, in this case, I'm going to do water and some terra, and I'm going to combine them. And that'll get me victus, and that's life. So now that I know life, I still can't scan grass blocks. But I'm a little bit closer. Maybe I can do seeds now. Let's try that. Let's see. Throw them on the ground. And there we go. So now we have granum. And now we can scan grass blocks. So you can see just by doing that one little combination in here, and I learned victus, which is life. Now I'm able to scan new things. There's a couple other things that you do with the research table, and let's just take metallum. And I'm going to take metallum, and I'm going to try to see if I can find anything to research with it. And there we go. So now I have a research note. It's a magical metal, thaumium. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to connect these 2 points. It's almost like a mini game. And this point right here is metallum. And I know that because that's what I had put in here. So let's see if we take the, you want to connect these 3. So here's the metallum. So let's turn off metallum. And every time I do this, it uses a point. And so what we can do is we can move these little runes. And I'm going to move these out of the way. And let's see if we can get this to connect up. So I have this to connect to here. And the other symbol that looks like that is down here. So let's see if we can get this one moved where we want it. So this should connect, and then from here, let's see if this connects too. So if we throw our metallum back in here, you can see now this helps these 2 connect. But we need to get this one connected too. So let's turn that back off and remove this one over, so that's to there. So we know metallum is in this, but there must be something else because we can't just with these 2 runes get these all connected. So let's see if we can find what it might be. So thaumium. Let's try magic. Lucky enough, magic is in it. So these 2 runes are the magic runes. Let's turn those off. And every time I turn them on and off, it uses it. It uses a little bit. And I hope this was the right rune. Let's see. Let's move these out of the way and see if I can get this set up the way that I want it. Let's see if that works. So if I turn on the Percentio, and nope, it's coming back to this one. So let's turn off that, and I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit more. And let's see if that works now. There we go. So now that I've connected all of them, I now have the discovery. And if I take it and right click it, now it's in my Thaumonomicon. So let's see where it put it. It's probably here in alchemy. So now I know thaumium. The other thing that we're going to need is a crucible. So let's go ahead and make one of those. And all we need is a cauldron and whack it with our wand. Easy enough. I need one more. So now we have our cauldron, and we can go ahead and place this down, and I actually want to place it over here. And if I whack it with my wand, now I have a cauldron. Now this does require a heat source under it. So what you would want to do is put something like a nether rack under it and light it on fire, or go ahead and put a little bit of lava down there. And then you actually have to fill this with water. We'll get more into that next episode after I've unlocked a little bit more research. So I'm going to do that between this episode and next, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And with that, I will see you guys later.